this video, I'll be doing an update on a video that I did a while ago on the top funds available on the Investnow platform. So Investnow is one of the best platforms available for investors in New Zealand because it offers a wide range of funds covering many different sectors by different fund managers. So you don't have to sign up with all those different fund managers to invest in their funds. Many of the funds would require quite a high investment amount of several $1,000s if you wish to invest in them directly. Whereas using the Investnow platform, you can invest in those funds at a $250 minimum investment. It's also quite handy to have all your investments under one platform, and they don't have a monthly fee to use it. However, the downside is that with more than 100 different funds to choose from, it gets very confusing for both beginner and more experienced users. So in this video, I'll go over the 5 best funds that is currently available on the platform. I'll be picking the funds using some simple criteria such as fees, return over the past couple of years, and good diversification. Now, in terms of fees, I'm looking for funds with management fees under 1% per year. Now, a 1% management fee might not seem like much, but if you have, say, a $100,000 investment at a 8% return per year over 30 years, you would end up with just over $1 million. However, if you have the same amount invested with the same return, but a 1% V over 30 years, you'd end up with just over $760,000. And that's a difference of over $200,000 from the 1% fee. So fees are very significant over the long term. Secondly, I'm looking for funds that have a return of around 7% or more on average over the past couple of years. Now, we all know the saying that past returns does not indicate future success. However, when looking at past returns, it does provide us with a rough indication what future returns might be like. And we want to avoid funds that consistently produce below market returns. The third criteria is diversification. So ideally, I would like to diversify my investments into multiple sectors and asset classes, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and/or cash. Now, while stocks have historically provided the largest gains over a single year period of time, it has also provided the largest losses. You would want to diversify your investments if you don't want to go through the wild swings of huge gains and huge losses. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into our top 5 funds. At number 5, we have the Hunter Global Fixed Interest Fund with a management fee of 0.54% and a buy-sell spread of 0.25%, and a total of 0.79% fee. Bonds are essentially a loan to either the government or corporations and are generally less volatile than stocks. This fund invests in a portfolio of international fixed income securities, derivatives, and cash. They aim to achieve a better return than the Bloomberg Global Aggregate Index and are also hedged to the New Zealand dollar. Now, in the past 2 years, they have returned an annual return of around 6.87%. At number 4, we have the Smartshares New Zealand Property ETF with the symbol MPF. Now, it has a management fee of 0.54%. And this fund invests in commercial and residential real estate property companies, and it is a good way to invest in some real estate without actually having to buy the properties yourself. Now, because of how well real estate have done in New Zealand in the past, this fund has performed extremely well over the past 2 years, with a 12.68% annual return. At number 3, we have the Smartshares S&P NZX 50 ETF with the symbol NZG. Now, this one has a low management fee of 0.20%, And this fund invests in the top 50 companies in New Zealand, including companies such as Fisher & Paykel Healthcare, A2 Milk, and Spark NZ. Now, this is one of the newest Smartshares funds on offer, and some people have asked me, what is the difference between this and the Smartshares New Zealand Top 50 ETF with the symbol FNZ? The main difference is that the weighting of companies in NZG is determined by its market share, so that big companies have a much bigger representation in NZG. So the two biggest companies, Fisher & Paykel Healthcare and A2 Milk, make up almost 30% of the NZG fund. In the FNZ ETF, the companies are capped around 6%, so there's much more even distribution between the top 50 companies. Personally, I prefer the top companies having a higher distribution, especially during these uncertain economic conditions. Top companies tend to have much more capital to survive any potential downturns. Although you are putting more eggs into the few big companies' basket, so if those companies don't do that well, the fund will definitely suffer. Overall, the New Zealand Top 50 has been performing extremely well over the past 2 years, with a return of around 9.2% per year. If this video has been helpful so far, be sure to like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's get into number 2. At number 2, we have the Vanguard International Shares Select Exclusion Index Fund, both the hedged and unhedged version. Now, it has a management fee of 0.20% for the unhedged version and 0.26% for the hedged version, and a buy-sell spread of 0.07% for each way. This fund invests in the MSCI World Index, but it excludes Australia and emerging markets such as China. It also excludes investment in tobacco and nuclear companies. It is a well-diversified fund with more than 1,500 different companies in it. Now, if you wish to invest in Vanguard directly, you will need a minimum investment requirement of $500,000. So it's very convenient that we can access the fund through the Investnow platform with such a small amount of investment. Now, it has a return of 5.28% over the past 2 years. Now, because the portfolio is mainly stocks, it was heavily affected by the shutdowns in many countries. Some people have asked me whether you should go for the hedged or the unhedged version of this fund. Now, on one hand, the unhedged version means you might benefit from foreign exchange, but you may also lose money due to the foreign exchange. So if you are unsure of what to do, a nice compromise between the two might be to go 50% in both the unhedged and the hedged version. This fund is also considered as a foreign investment fund, so it is subjected to foreign investment tax rules. So you would have to do your own taxes if you have more than $50,000 invested. Now, I have a separate video going through how to do the foreign FIF tax, which I will link in the description above. At number 1, we have the AMP Capital All Country Global Shares Index Fund. It has a management fee of 0.40% and a buy-sell spread of 0.07% each way. This is a passively managed fund that tracks the MSCI All Country World Index and is also hedged to the New Zealand dollar. Now, this fund includes companies in Australia and also emerging markets such as China and Brazil. It is a highly diversified fund with more than 2,000 companies in it. This fund has a 3.7% return over the past 2 years, since it also contained mainly stocks, and it has been heavily affected by the lockdowns around the world. But as economies recover over time, it is expected to perform better than that over the long term. Because this fund is New Zealand based, you don't have to deal with filing foreign income tax. So if you only want to hold one fund in your portfolio with minimum amount of hassle, this fund might be a good option for you. If you are interested to know how I looked up these past returns, the best site that I use to look up the past returns of these funds, it is called ShareSite, and I have a video explaining how to use the website, which I will also leave a link to in the description above. Check out my other videos if you are interested in learning more about other investment platforms, and I will see you in the next video.